Hi, this is Greg with California GSP Rescue, and I'm here with two dogs that we wanted to tell you about. They're not related in any way other than they came in on the same day. We were notified about Boss Hog a day after he was picked up as a stray. The animal control officer reached out to us. Their shelters are full and they're doing whatever they can as soon as they can to see if there's interest in the dogs. And he reached out to ask if he's not claimed by his owner, would we be interested in taking him? And of course we said yes.
The amount of impounds is just drastically higher than the amount of adoptions that we do.
What's your normal capacity?
I would say probably around $100 would be normal capacity. We're about 90 to May. That's why you see 3 to 4 large dogs in the kennel, which it's just really hard right now.
We create that space by getting him out. There's a space for another dog that they're going to need, and possibly they can extend the stay of another dog and they're not having to euthanize a dog. So we made plans. We started making plans. I sent a request out for a transport. Ken, volunteer Ken, replied back and we made the necessary arrangements. The day before we're supposed to get Boss Hog, we get notified that Sarge was relinquished to another shelter over 100 miles away in the opposite direction, and we were asked by the animal shelter, could we help with him? He's a young dog, under 2 years of age, and they took him to the shelter with all its paperwork, which the shelter doesn't keep, just so you know. None of that is transferred to us, and they relinquished him to the shelter. So now we had this difficult situation. We had 2 different places over 3 hours apart for the most part, and we needed to coordinate. So fortunately, Ken was able to make the necessary arrangements and pick up Boss Hog while I made the arrangements with the shelter and I picked up Sarge. So we were able to meet afterwards and get the dogs to the rescue. So it worked out perfect. Can't thank Ken and his son Nick enough. We really greatly appreciate all your, it just wouldn't have worked. It's happening right now. There's just so many GSPs, so many dogs at the shelters. We rely on the volunteers to help us get them from those shelters. We are grateful to the volunteers. It's an all-volunteer organization. I'm a volunteer, all the board members are volunteers, everybody that comes out and walks dogs, picks up dogs, it's all volunteers. So we can't thank them enough. If you're interested in learning how to be a volunteer, please click the link. We would love to have you sign on and help, even if it's every once in a while. Once a month is a great help. We appreciate that. If you can go to the shelter when asked, that's even better. And of course, if you can transport a dog, we love that too, because with all the dogs all over the place, it's getting challenging getting the dogs pulled and transported out. So please. Also want to give a shout out to the rescue heroes. We could not do this without you. Feeding the dogs, he's going to need to go see the vet to get neutered. Both of them are going to need to get neutered. We want him to be checked out. He's 5 years old, might be 6. He's might have some arthritis. We don't know. We don't know how well he's cared for. You can see the difference though. This guy was cared for. He was well cared for. This guy may not been so well cared for. But thank you, rescue heroes. You allow us to make those decisions where we can tell the shelters we'll help, and a huge burden off our chest, not having to worry about having to pay for the vet bills and obviously the food. $1,500 in food this month alone, and we're not done with the month. So it's huge expense right now caring for the dogs, and we could not do it without the rescue heroes. Thank you so much. If you're interested in learning more about being a rescue hero, click the link, please. We'd love to have you. Last thing, please hit that subscribe button. There are more dogs to share, and if you hit that subscribe button, you're gonna know before anybody else. We're releasing the videos a little before we get them posted on the website and before we hit the other social medias. So, what are you doing? So hit that subscribe and you're going to learn about the dogs. Thank you. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time. More about these dogs coming soon.